Chapter 1. The Appraisal. Sunlight spilled over the village of Elderbrook in warm sheets of gold, catching on thatched rooftops and shimmering across the mill pond like scattered coins. The morning bells of the Church of Stars rang in lilting thirds, calling every household to rouse children from their beds, brush dust from festival cloaks, and gather baskets of blossoms for the day's great celebration, the spring appraisal. Alessia Starling, barefooted, bright-eyed, and exactly 5 summers old, raced down the cottage steps with grass still clinging to the hem of her nightdress. Her mother tried to smooth the stubborn ringlets tumbling over her shoulders. Her father adjusted the small embroidered mantle that marked her as an appraisal candidate. Every gesture dripped with hope, so palpable that Alessia could nearly taste it on the breeze. Sweet like spun honey. Children who earned many stars today would claim bright futures. Healers, scholars, soldiers, or even royal court talent. Alessia's older brother, Rowan, had earned 3 brilliant stars for swordsmanship the previous year, and already the village boys trailed him with wooden blades at their belts. Her parents dared to dream she might surpass even that. All because when she was 4, a ladybird had landed on her palm and refused to leave until she whispered a lullaby. An auspicious omen, Father mused. Perhaps a bond with beasts. Mother stitched little ladybirds into Alessia's cloak for luck. The family joined the procession, winding toward the hilltop church. Petals floated over cobbles. The baker handed out cinnamon twists, scented with orange blossom. The smith decorated his forge with copper stars. Father lifted Alessia onto his shoulders so she could see it all. The banners, the giddy dogs leaping at ribbons, the trout seller's cart made into a flower-covered chariot. Alessia giggled at the sight of a goat wearing a paper crown. Inside the nave, the air smelled of myrrh and polished oak. High above, stained glass constellations cast motes of blue and rose across the polished stone floor. One by one, children approached the crystal plinth, placed a hand upon its milky surface, and waited as silver motes of ether gathered to paint tiny stars around them. Each star glimmered with a rune denoting a skill. Sword, song, healing, harvest, taming, and so on, while its brightness marked rank from 1 to blessed 5. Rowan squeezed Alessia's hand when her name was called. Heart hammering, she stepped onto the dais. The crystal was cool, humming like bees in clover. Light curled upward. First a spark, then a twisting ribbon of silver. Shapes blossomed, crossed branches, woodcraft. A muted plume, camouflage. And then, gleaming brightest, the sigil of an open hand beside a stylized creature. The mark of monster Tamer. A collective gasp rippled through the pews. For the glow faltered. The church sexton frowned. The choir boy's jaw dropped. Around the sigil, no bright points formed. Only a dull ring the color of wet ash. Not 1 star, nor 2, nor even the faintest glimmer. 0. Silence crashed like thunder. Father's proud smile froze. Mother covered her lips. Rowan stared as if the dais had eaten the sun. Whispers skittered through the nave. Starless, cursed, misfortune bearer. In Elderbrook, folk tales warned that those born without stars drew ruin to hearth and field alike. Some elders shuffled away, clutching prayer beads. Alessia didn't understand the words, only the way they pressed on her chest, turning the air to ice. She looked to Father for comfort, but his eyes slid past her. The priest cleared his throat, voice thin with unease. Child, the light judges as it must. Be steadfast. He gestured her off the dais as though she might sting. Tears blurred the stained glass into streaks. Alessia returned to her family's pew, hoping for a hug. Mother's hands trembled as she fixed the cloak. Father's shoulders had folded inward. Rowan's gaze fixed on the marble floor. No one spoke. When the ceremony ended, villagers avoided the starlings. The baker offered his pastries to every family but theirs. Even the Goat King turned its crowned head away. An afternoon storm rolled in, unnatural for harvest season, and the elders murmured it was a sign. By dusk, Father's voice cracked as he confessed to Mother at the hearth that keeping Alessia might doom their crops and Rowan's prospects. That night, while thunder rattled windows, Mother knelt beside Alessia's bed. Her touch was gentle, but her words tasted like ash. We must send you away for a time, just until the light shows us a path. She pressed a bundle of bread, a water skin, and the cloak, now with the ladybirds hastily unpicked, into Alessia's shaking hands. Father stood in the doorway, eyes rimmed red, unable to step closer. A single lantern guided Alessia beyond the village gate. The storm had passed, leaving the world slick and cold. She kept glancing back, hoping for someone, anyone, to call her home. No voice came, only the creak of the wooden gate closing. Beneath the black sweep of the sky, Alessia trudged toward the forest road, every step scattering drops from the hem of her cloak. She did not yet know about destiny or kingdoms or revolution. She knew only the shape of grief and the shape of her own name, which suddenly felt too heavy to carry. In that moment, a ripple of moonlight through the clouds caught the edge of her reflection in a rain puddle. A child with eyes too old for her years stared back. Alessia's starling blinked, and somewhere inside, a seed of resolve stirred. If the stars would not claim her, she thought, she would claim herself. The road ahead vanished into midnight shadows, but she stepped onto it all the same, clutching her bundle, leaving behind the village and the little girl the world refused to keep.